What is going on, everyone? This is Andrew Wright, and this is a brand new episode of Stingers Up. That is right. So, girls and boys basketball still going strong, of course. And let's talk about the boys basketball team first. It's been a rough go in the league so far. Very very tough. I was lucky enough last week on Friday to be asked to come to staff appreciation night for the boys basketball team, and actually on Tuesday I was also offered to come in for girls basketball. Unfortunately, they thought I was going to be there, so they didn't necessarily invite me. But I just started classes, and Tuesdays and Thursdays I have class, and so unfortunately I wasn't able to make it on Tuesday. But I did get a card, however, and it was simply amazing. I want to shout out Alyssa Lopez, Bella Merlot, Madeline Puga, and Julie. I am I'm just so honored that they ended up um, writing me in the card. They wrote some really nice things and said that I was fun, and that they loved me as a coach, and that meant a lot to me. So I just wanted to shout all those girls out for taking the time to even just simply write their name, and that would have meant a lot to me, and the fact that they wrote some really nice things, I thought that was really touching. I just want to shout them out and say thank you to those girls. I'm lucky enough to have a platform like I do here, and wanted to say thank you to them because it does mean a lot. Like I said, even if they would have just wrote their name, handed me the card, I can't tell you what that means to me that they even just acknowledged, um, that I obviously meant something to them. So that I really appreciate that, and it makes me feel good that sometimes you have these as coaches, you know these doubts of, am I doing this right? Are these girls really understanding what I'm trying to teach, what I'm trying to coach? Am I going too fast? Am I going too slow? Do I even know how to do it? You know? And to get something like that, really, I think, I think kids, especially high school kids, don't really understand how, like, how that can make you feel, and how that can, like, rejuvenate your love for the game and rejuvenate your love for coaching, and really just get your mind right and go, okay, now it's time to go back to doing what I'm doing now. And yeah, it just meant a lot. So I didn't mean to ramble on and on. I'm not a big fan of talking about myself, but I do appreciate the support that those girls uh, have shown me, and really all the girls. I mean, all the girls, they couldn't keep picking the same person. I'm not saying they all were going to pick me, but they all couldn't pick the same person, and so they wanted to pick different teachers and different staff members over at Sanger West, and they've all have said some really nice things to me, and been great to me. So shout out to the whole girls basketball program. I mean, this is a great, amazing group of girls, and I'm so excited for the future. I can't tell you. All right, so enough of that. So then the boys offered me, and I'm gonna say shout out to Farhan Khan. Farhan has come a long way. This kid has been absolutely amazing. He was one of the more quiet guys in the basketball team, especially when I came in. He was still very quiet, and he's just one of those guys that group of boys on that basketball team, they just want Farhan, and they may deny this. They'll probably never admit it. They want Farhan to like them. Like they want Farhan to be their friend. And he's just one of those guys. Like he's really mellow. He's not going to speak a lot, but when he does, you're going to listen. And Farhan has been a tremendous worker in basketball. He's been one of those day oneers. He's been an amazing teammate. He always wants to help his teammates with getting them rides to practice, giving them rides to school. Whenever we were out and about, on tournaments, Farhan was kind of one of those guys who was like, "Hey, let's go get some snacks." And if someone didn't have money, Farhan at first was like, no, 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 but he always ended up caving somehow, some way, and was always willing to, get a snack for one of his teammates. So, just a big shout out to Farhan. That guy is just an amazing kid, and he's gonna be he's just a great human being. I mean, I got to say that, and so he will definitely thrive in the workforce moving forward in his career. So, shout out to Farhan. I appreciate you, man, and I appreciate the niceties that you said to me in the card as well. So I appreciate that. So thank you. Okay, sorry. Anyway, um, I went to the game. It was Sanger West against McLean for the staff appreciation night on Friday for the boys, and McLean had really had done a great job against Sanger West the last time they faced each other. It was a big blowout. It was in the Mendota tournament, the championship game, and McLean kind of ran away with it, unfortunately. But something that Coach Spielman did tell me that I'm not going to give away fully, but there was a defense that he wanted to run that he made sure he did not put on film, and that way he could use it specifically against this team, McLean, to kind of slow them down a little bit. And that's exactly what they did. They ran their defense that they wanted to run, and boy, oh boy, it was working. The boys came out starting real quick. I think they ended up being up by 6 to 8 points in the first quarter. Just came out firing, hitting their shots. Really, a lot of layups. A couple of jump shots here and there, and I think they did end up hitting a three. Some of the play calls were really really creative. I know Coach Mike is the assistant coach there, but he does a lot of the sideline, the dead ball plays basically, and he's dialed up a lot of good plays. And he had one where it was supposed to be an alley oop to Karan, and I think Karan just jumped a little too early, so he ended up coming down with the ball. But when he caught it, he was already on his way down, so it was going to be a much tougher dunk because he would have dunked it. I mean, absolutely dunked it. But it was going to be a tough dunk or even a layup at that point. So he just came down with it, and I do believe they ended up scoring on that possession. But the boys came out firing, and then the second quarter hit, and McLean started getting a little bit more momentum and really caught up to Singer West, and that was a little unfortunate because I think that was the key quarter in the game because McLean did end up outscoring Sanger West. So going into halftime, McLean was only up by a little bit. I want to say like 2 points. It wasn't even, maybe not even that. Maybe it was a tie. But the third quarter came, and just McLean wasn't playing great, but they hit a couple of key shots. There were a couple of some questionable calls, if I do say so myself, and they went Singer West way, but then you could see the McLean coaches getting really upset, and again, rightfully so, in my opinion. I would have been very upset. They ended up getting teed up, um, and in the benefit of Singer West, but the free throws were a concern for Sanger West. We really didn't get a ton of shooting free throws, and when we did, we really didn't capitalize on it too much. And that was a little tough. That was a tough one. I've always been big on free throws are a thing that you really need to focus on. And it's funny is, this group of boys, they do focus on it. They focus a lot on the free throws. They really want to, um, they really want to, get better at the free throw line. And for some reason during the games, and it is it's a different environment. I mean, when you're shooting free throws at practice, you don't have the pressure, and, and you can try and create games where, okay, now you got to seal it with a free throw, but it's not the same as inside a game where all these people are watching you, all these people are praying that you make it. There's uh, some people on the other team might be talking while there's a lot going on, and so one thing that I actually learned from Coach Carl was talk to them while they're shooting a free throw. And I do it with the girls too, and they hate it, but it can make a difference. Like, that's a lot of pressure. Now you got someone in your head. Hey, now you gotta focus even more. And what happens is sometimes these kids get better with it, and sometimes they don't. Sometimes it's just not in the cards. But um, you know, uh, I felt like the boys have been getting better with their free throws, but just unfortunately in this game, it just didn't seem like they were all that focused on it, which was it was a little sad. You want to see them do a lot better. Of course, they would have done a lot better you know if we got a few more, I think. But like I said, it wasn't too many free throws that they ended up getting to shoot. So you know, kind of unfortunate, but just those miscues here and there, and a couple of turnovers, a couple of not so great shots, defensive breakdowns type things, and McLean ended up taking advantage and ended up winning that game. But it was very encouraging because those boys really needed that type of a game. And what Coach Spielman said, and what I actually really like that he did say was, you know, yes, we want to win those games. Of course, that those games we want to win, but it's not about winning every single game right now. What it is it's about getting better. We want to get better. We want to get better and better and better. So by the time playoffs do come, okay, now we can focus on winning those games. And so these boys are getting better. It was a much better game from them, and I think it brought them into their next game, because their next game on Wednesday, this past Wednesday here, they ended up playing Madera South at Madera South. And what did the boys do? They ended up winning the game. They beat Madera South. The last time they faced them, it was double overtime game. This time, I think they ended up just saying, listen, we're going to beat them in regulation, first of all. And secondly, what we did against McLean, we're going to add on to that against Madera South. And that's exactly what they did. Very proud of those boys. Very proud. Great job, Sanger West boys basketball. You guys are on the right path. Keep it up. Keep playing the way that you're playing, and just continue to get better. And once you get better, I'm telling you. I know I keep saying it, and everyone thinks that I'm just being biased or whatever. But watch out for the Sanger West boys basketball team in the playoffs, because I tell you what, right now they have not shown all of their hand yet, and they have not shown the world exactly what they can do just quite yet, because they're waiting for that, as Coach Campbell coins it, the third season. You have the first season, which is the preseason, which all the non-conference games. Then you have the regular season, where it's all of the league games, and then the third season, hopefully, if you make it, that's the playoffs. So good luck to those boys. The third season is coming, and that boys basketball team is going to do something very special. I think they are going to shock whatever playoff division they get into. I think they're going to do some amazing things. So there you go. All right, so now let's talk about girls basketball. Girls basketball on a hot streak, 4-1 going into this week. Tuesday night they ended up playing. They ended up playing Justin Garza at Justin Garza. This is a tough game. This is a team that is Justin Garza is a very physical team. We're more of a defensive team. We're not really offensive oriented, more defensive oriented, which is not bad, but that's our defense has to be on point. And the only downside is, Justin Garza has a lot of girls who are very strong, and I don't. We have girls who are strong, but I think we have a lot more quicker girls than they are. So we're playing two different styles. Um, as these two programs are facing each other, and each team has to solidify or make a statement of, this is the brand of basketball we're going to play in this game. You're going to play our game, or they're going to say you guys going to play our game. So went in there, and it was a back and forth game the whole time. Sanger West would go up, and then Justin Garza would go up, and then it was what was told to me was, it really seemed like when the Hornets would get hot, the Justin Garza would get cold, and then vice versa. When Justin Garza would get hot, the Hornets would get cold, and so it was just a seesaw of type of games and stuff. And so towards the end, what happened was that we ended up getting a layup, tying the game with about 5 seconds remaining on the clock. And majority of the girls do say that they heard someone say foul, and they thought it was Coach Campbell. And so they decided that they were going to foul and put, one of their girls on the free throw line. And so Justin Garza ends up going 1 for 2 at the line. We inbound the ball and don't really get a shot off, and unfortunately ended up losing the game by 1 point. So it was really, really unfortunate because I think the girls played good enough to win. It wasn't our best game, of course. It was very physical. The refs really allowed the girls to play. They I don't want to say this in a negative way, but they ended up, basically swallowing their whistles, and that's not a bad thing. And so unfortunately, it just didn't go. It just didn't go perfect for the Hornets. So, but nonetheless, they did play really well, and like I said, they played well enough to win. Just a couple of mistakes here and there, and they add up, and unfortunately, we ended up getting the loss. So going in on Thursday, we had elementary night, which my daughter was able to go to with her friends and her team, and they got to watch the Sanger West Hornet basketball girls play. And um, you know, the girls wanted to get a picture with the team, and unfortunately we weren't able to make it happen. But it was really fun. We had a good time, and my daughter was actually having a great time, and was really excited to see some of the girls play, because she kind of has talked to them, and has known them for a few years now since I've been with Singer West. So she was really excited about that. So shout out to them. But girls ended up playing Sunnyside. So the last time we played Sunnyside, we beat them at Sunnyside. So now Sunnyside's coming to Singer West. Like I said, elementary night, which was cool. And so we had to come out firing, and it was a back and forth game with Sunnyside for a long time. But they have Sunnyside has this shooter who ended up getting hot in the first half. She was hitting a lot of threes. She had one where, I mean, she just threw it up and it banked off and went in. I mean, it was just kind of like, what can you do about that? you know. But Sunnyside has a very talented girl who's probably going to be playing on the next level. She's going to be playing at the college level, where I couldn't necessarily tell you. But her name is Ruby Cartwright, and I just want to shout her out because she is a really good player, very fundamentally sound. Um, her shot's gonna have to get a little bit quicker, if I do say so myself. But she's got a really good shot. She's not afraid to shoot. Um, and she ran that team. I mean, whatever she wants to do offensively, if she wants to pass, and those girls are ready. So, they definitely run their offense through her, and she was extremely good, and she hit her shots, of course. I don't remember exactly how much she ended up scoring, but she did do a really good job against us in this game. So that was a little unfortunate, but it is what it is. The girls really struggled defensively. We got beat a couple of times deep, not paying attention to whoever's behind them. They're trying to they're worried about getting beat, but then they're playing in front, and it was just a lot of miscues here and there. A couple of turnovers. Honestly, I didn't feel like the turnovers were the end all be all. If I'm being honest, a couple of offensive rebounds that we got that I felt like we should have gotten right back into the hoop. We didn't really do that. Just very minor things, and our shots weren't falling to that in that game. I think it was. I think we ended up hitting 1 3 the whole game, and that's unfortunate. If we hit like two or three more, the game is definitely a different game, and we're very much in it. And we were really good from the free throw line in the first half. In the first half, we were 11 of 12. But in the second half, we really struggled with our free throws, and I think we ended up going about, I want to say 55, maybe 50% from the free throw line. So, going from 11 to 12 to 50 or 55% is not the best. So, that was really, really unfortunate. And I think that's what also took us out of our rhythm is we weren't seeing the ball go in the hoop. And, I'm not going to say it again all the time, but confidence is a big thing in basketball. And I think we just ended up losing it, not seeing the ball go in the second half. So, a lot of miscues, but something that I did tell the girls, and I hope that they're listening or they understand that I do mean this when I say, you know, in my heart, and again, maybe you can call me biased, whatever you want. I don't think that Sunnyside team was better than Sanger West. I think we are a better team. They just hit a few more shots or whatever. And the reason I know that is the girls were very upset after the loss. Um, Everyone the whole time just looking down. Um, Half of the girls are have tears in their eyes. The other half are just like almost have that dumbfounded look, like what happened. And I told them, I said, your faces right here tells me that you agree with me, that they were not better than you. And so I'm very proud of those girls. I know that's a tough loss, but listen, you learn from these games. You learn from these games. And I tell you what, they have a game on Tuesday, and I'm afraid I believe we're playing Madera. No, I'm sorry, Madera South. I'm afraid for Madera South right now because the Hornets are angry, they're focused, and they are ready to take it to them. So I'm really excited. I wish I could go to that game, but I probably am not going to be able to because I really want to see how they're going to play. But I'll have to just watch it on film. But man, oh man, it was tough, 2 losses, and I know that's what's killing the girls as well. Is now we've had a couple of losses in a row, and it feels like we're reverting back to our old ways. But I tell you what, man, if these girls stay how focused they've been, and these girls end up showing what they can do, this is going to be an extremely, extremely tough team. And like I said, again, just like the boys basketball, the third season for the girls basketball team. Now we have to win a few more games, I think. But the girls basketball team, if we get in that third season, you better watch out, because this girls basketball team is not just here to get better and say, okay, next year's our year. This year, they're ready. They are ready. How many games they can win? I feel like they could get probably to a championship round. Um, if not, at least win a couple of playoff games, maybe at least one. Um, but man, I'm excited. I'm excited. I can't contain it, and I mean this in all sincerity. This is going to be an extremely tough team to play, the Sanger West girls. So, all right, guys. Well, that is it for me. That is all I have. So, shout out to all the Sanger West sports, all the winter sports, boys soccer, girls soccer. Unfortunately, I haven't really been able to keep up with all of that as well. But obviously basketball, I'm fully into the basketball program because obviously I'm one of the coaches. But um, just shout out to the basketball program as a whole, the boys and girls. They're doing some really great things, and I'm absolutely excited. I do want to shout out the boys soccer team though, still undefeated. Sanger West boys soccer, still undefeated. And man, oh man, that is a really good team. This is a team that last year got to, I believe, the semifinals of the playoffs. So this year they're coming for the championship, and I don't know if I don't know if any team can really stop them from doing that because they're on a roll right now. So shout out to them. So that is it for me, guys. Thank you so much for listening. Really appreciate it. And man, oh man, God, I'm so excited about this basketball season. It's only gonna get better from here. So, all right, guys, I will talk to you later. I hope you guys have a great, wonderful day, and I will see you in the next episode.